This video is probably going to be pretty long, half because I have a lot to say, and the other half because I tend to ramble. Alright, so it's also half a response to various videos made by Argus Eyes, which are awesome, by the way. I've watched a couple, I haven't watched all of them yet. And half is something I had planned to do anyway, and I guess it's just been brought up, so why not do it now? Before I start, though, I want to make sure and say that these are my opinions on feminism, so I'm not saying they're right, and I'm not saying that anybody should change their opinion. I'm just saying this is where I'm coming from. So if you're going to leave, you know, some pretentious comments, you're pretty much wasting your time. First, I kind of wanted to answer Argus Eyes' questions. I talked about how I took a women's studies course. Well, I started taking one the beginning of this semester, so that was like last week of August, and I dropped it about 3 weeks or a month in, and I want to tell you the reason that I dropped it. First of all, we were assigned a textbook, which wasn't written by the teacher. So, you know, anything I had to say about this textbook, I wasn't trying to, like, attack her personally. But there was a paragraph in the textbook, and I wish I had it with me now so I could quote it, but I sold it. I wanted to get rid of it as fast as I could. And it says, in summation, it says, a white person, especially a white man, cannot make responsible decisions for a diverse community, but if you're a woman and any other color besides white, then you automatically get transported into some magical little world where every decision you make is responsible, and I didn't know how the hell somebody could come up with a product like that. So I brought it up in class, and I admit I brought it up rather stingingly because it was kind of one of those things. I read it and I couldn't finish reading my homework for the night because it made me so mad. So I brought it up the next day, and I think I did say something to well, in essence, I think I said something about I think this book is bullshit. Which I came to find out that I was pretty much right the more and more I read on. But she didn't even answer my question, which was, you know, can you, like, explain this to me in a way that I'm going to understand it better so I don't think... Because I thought that I was reading it wrong. And she didn't even answer that. She totally just went off on a rant. Something about racism. Then she called me racist, and I don't. This was only like the third day of class too, so I tend to like get things out of the way pretty quickly, I guess. But most of the stuff that she said in there, I didn't agree with at all. She was an old school feminist. And there were two guys in our class, and I was, like, constantly asking them, like, you know, how do you stay in this class and not just storm out and just get pissed? And one of the guys, he seemed really, really patient, and he just said, well, you know, this is the first course I've ever had on anything about women's studies at all. So, I mean, I could understand how it would be interesting, I guess. It's really hard for me to, like, put myself in the shoes of a man and then imagine learning about women's stuff. So I don't know. But he was pretty patient, and you know, he kind of jokingly gave her guff, and she did the same back. So he seemed like he was having an all right time. But let's see. Actually, I'll just answer your other question. He asked, how many women will this lecture infect with bad ideas and hatred? My answer is, unfortunately, however many women were in that class, I don't know. I'd say a good half of them out of 25, they seemed like they were kind of like taking what she says as fact. I could be completely wrong, because it also seemed like me and then like 3 other women were the only people who really spoke out and were opinionated in the class. But yeah, and he also says, I would add that the bad ideas and misinformation of feminism is going to lead to hatred and mistrust among women. If such things are lies, then this is inexcusable, which I completely and utterly agree with. There was not really a time in that class where I thought that I wasn't wasting my time, and that is ultimately why I dropped it.